Think about the difference that $17,000 could make in your life. Now think about the difference it could make as a parent. That is the average cost of center-based childcare for kids up to age 4 every year in Ohio. As our lawmakers in Columbus pound out a new budget right now, Ohio finds itself among the worst states for parents to qualify for childcare. Joining me now to talk about that is Will Petrick, Project Director with Policy Matters Ohio. Will, thanks so much for talking with us this afternoon. And I want to start with what we just mentioned, how hard it is to qualify for child care in the state of Ohio. Can you tell me why is that the case, and why isn't there a standard across the board in every state?
Yeah, so each state sets different policies for basically like which families are included in being able to access support to help afford childcare. And in Ohio, we have one of the most least inclusive policies. So basically, if you're a single mom with 2 kids, say an infant and a 4-year-old, and you're making $16 an hour, you make too much to qualify for public support. But again, if you have 2 kids, you're actually not making enough at $16 an hour to put both of those kids in a high quality childcare center, and also just pay for the rest of the basics, pay for things like groceries and housing and healthcare.
So we've talked about that difficulty in accessing care and how expensive it is. Describe for me, and you kind of alluded to it already, the state of child care in Ohio. Is that steep cost being justified by what the system is providing parents and their kids?
So, currently the state is actually determining our future priorities. They're talking about a state budget, and the Senate just passed a budget today. And historically, lawmakers have not devoted the necessary resources to make sure that all families get the child care that they need. And they haven't devoted the resources to ensure a bright future for all of our kids. And so we've been, basically calling on lawmakers to be the best state to raise a family. And so when we looked at, what are other states doing, the best states, a family of 3 making over $70,000 could still basically qualify for public support to help afford childcare. So we're calling on lawmakers to boost initial eligibility for publicly funded childcare up to 300% of the federal poverty level. That would be, basically, again, going back to a family of 3, making a little over $69,000 annually could still qualify for public support to help afford care.
We mentioned that budget that the General Assembly is working on. It has until the end of the month to finish. You mentioned some of the things you're pressing them to include to help parents access child care, and you mentioned looking what some other states are doing. How are you trying to get that message through to the lawmakers? Are you meeting with them? Are you having some outreach programs?
Yeah, we've been meeting with lawmakers. We are also joining several partners next week on Wednesday at the State House. We're having a rally for Ohio's future. And we're really going to be talking about all the basic needs for kids and families. So, making sure families can put food on the table, have the child care that they need, and also have the health care that they need to thrive.
We'll leave this conversation.
The rally will be in... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Finish.
Oh, I was going to say the rally will be an opportunity, hopefully, to really highlight to lawmakers, here's what's really important to kids and families in the state of Ohio, and here's what we need in the final budget.
Understood. An important conversation for parents all across Ohio. Will Petrick, Project Director with Policy Matters Ohio. Will, thanks again for making time for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.